Hare Krishna, welcome to the question and answer session on chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita. There are many questions and I shall try to keep my answers as concise as possible. So the first question by Sri Anandji: if one gets cheated from unknown person, then we become angry, probably curse. Does this mean the demoniac nature within us takes charge? Jivas have both divine and demoniac nature. Divine could be dominant or vice versa. As I believe 100% divine or demoniac is not practical. Please clarify. And there is a similar question by Lalita Ganeshji that for something or other we get angry with our family members like children or siblings for their wrong behavior. Automatically we show our anger and raise our voice. We can at least come out of lust and greed, but anger, what to do? We can't also ignore wrong things happening around us. Any solutions for this? Sorry if I am wrong. No, I mean, you're always welcome to ask questions and seek clarification. So the first thing is that becoming angry and a proper chastisement, these are two different things. Like it is also recommended in the Vedic scriptures that lalayet panchavakshani, for the first 5 years towards children, one should always be very kind and loving and caring towards them. But after the 5th year, from the 6th up to the 15th year, along with love and affection, one should also become a little strict. Tadayet dashavakshani, for those 10 years, the formative years from age 6 up to 15, one should also be a little strict with the children, and chastisement, not necessarily out of anger, is a necessary part of upbringing of children in a proper manner. So when one gets cheated, then we become angry. So again, the solution for all this is to be detached. Asanga shastrena dhridena chitva. Because we are attached, we have a lot of expectations that things and people should act and respond in a certain way, and when they do not conform to our expectations, maybe positive or negative, whatever, we become, our karma is frustrated, and that leads to krodha or to anger. So we should try to become detached from all material conditions, and in that way we can overcome, we can develop the divine quality of Kshama or forgiveness. In the Ramayana, also in the Balakanda, there is a lot of description of this divine quality of Kshama or forgiveness. One should have the capacity and the broad heart and this divine quality of forgiveness. The next question by Lakshmi ji. Thank you, Guruji. Can you please explain the meaning of Brahma Samhita? Actually, the Brahma Samhita is a very special literature which is a collection of the prayers offered by Lord Brahma to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. It is explained that at the beginning of creation, when Lord Brahma took birth from the lotus that emanated from the navel of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, the second form of Vishnu among the three forms of Vishnu that govern the material universe. At that time, Brahma saw everywhere darkness around him, and finally he heard two letters. Sparsheshyat Shodasham Ekavimsham, the 16th and the 21st letter, signifying Ta and Pa, or he was to perform tapasya. And then finally, when he realized the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Brahma offered many wonderful prayers, and that collection of prayers of Lord Brahma at the beginning of creation is the treatise called Brahma Samhita. The next question by Arati Girishji. Thank you, Guruji, for a wonderful session. My question is in Śvetaśvatara Upaṇiṣad 4.11.22 and a few more references, especially from the 4th chapter of the Śvetaśvatara Upaṇiṣad and in Śukla Yajur Veda, that Shiva is the supreme. So then why is Shiva called as Mahadeva? So very important point to be considered, that although some places in the scriptures point out Shiva to be supreme, yet he is also called as Mahadeva, or the greatest of the Devatas. So therefore, please justify how Bhagavad Gita explains. So see, in the Bhagavad Gita very clearly it is established that the supreme absolute truth, Parama Satya, the creator, maintainer, destroyer, everything is the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Now, in the various Puranas or sometimes in the Vedic scriptures, when there is glorification of either Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, or any other Devatas to be the Supreme, it is from the narrow window of the specific gunas, for the sake of the people who are situated in that guna. Just like even in the Ashtadasha Puranas, in the 18 Puranas, there is a division of 3, that there are 6 Sattvika Puranas, 6 Rajasika Puranas, and 6 Tamasika Puranas, meant for the gradual elevation of people who are situated in that particular mode. Even in the 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, there is a Shraddhatraya Vibhaga. Shraddha or faith is in people according to the guna in which they are situated in. So in general, Lord Shiva is explained to be Tamasi, or one who appeals for worship among people in Tamoguna, whereas Brahma is called Rajasi, or one whose worship appeals to people who are in Rajoguna, whereas those who are in Sattvaguna or beyond the Sattvaguna in transcendental spiritual consciousness, they follow the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and come to the correct conclusion as stated in 7.19. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevaha sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabhaha. So jnanavan, one who comes to the supreme ultimate knowledge, he surrenders to Krishna, understanding that Vasudevaha sarvamiti, that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, whereas kamaihi taihi hritaghyanaha, in 7.20 it is very clearly stated that those whose intelligence is lost, hritaghyanaha prapadyante anya devataha, surrender to the other devatas in the material realm, in the material world, not in the spiritual realm at all. To give a simple example, so when you look at the window from Tamoguna, just like a person in a prison house, in a karagraha, in a jail, when he looks out of the window, he may think that the jail superintendent is a supreme being. But when he comes out of the jail, he gets introduced that higher than the jail superintendent is, there are many other, there may be a MP, there may be a minister, but supreme is the prime minister or the king. So likewise in the Puranas, according to the situation of various living entities in different gunas or situations, some devatas may be glorified, but it is very clearly explained in the Padma Purana that tam eva hi devatam jalpantu kalpavadhi. But siddhante punareva, if you actually go through all the scriptures in proper perspective, if you take all the teachings together, then Eka eva Bhagavan Vishnuhu samastagamaha, that all the Vedas will finally declare that it is Lord Krishna or Vishnu who is the supreme absolute truth, as also stated in 15.15 of the Bhagavad Gita, Vedescha sarver ahameva vedyaha, that the supreme object of knowledge of all the Vedas, Krishna says, is me, or Lord Krishna. So next question by Shri Pradeep ji. Namaste Guruji, very well explained the significance of Devi and Asuri Sampat. My first question is, why there has been 26 inborn divine qualities described in detail? As per epigenetics, the qualities of a person change as per his environment. So this I had also explained yesterday also, that Janma, birth, is just one of the factors that influence the development of gunas, either Daivi or Asuri. Abhijatasya, but it's also a very important factor beginning from the time of conception of the father and mother. From that time, how the seed is put, that kind of quality of fruit or child one obtains. And again, it also depends later on the environment, on one's upbringing, on one's training. So all these are various factors. Birth is also a very important factor, but not the only factor. The next part of the question, so the 26 qualities help in liberation as per verse 22. I guess it is irrespective of path taken, karma, jnana or bhakti. The next part of the question is, do the 26 divine qualities match best with 35 qualities of a devotee? Actually, devotional service or bhakti is such a wonderful supreme quality, just like Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. Bhakti is the supreme among all the qualities, that it is like the king. Just like when the king comes, all the ministers and his entourage follows him. Likewise, when bhakti is there, all other qualities automatically follow, and this is again and again repeated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In the 5th canto also it is stated that Harava Bhaktasya Kuto Mahadguna Manorathena Sati Dhavato Bahihi, that all the qualities automatically follow bhakti. The next question is, could we map inborn divine qualities to Sattva Guna and demoniac qualities to Tamo Guna? If so, then which qualities map to Rajoguna? Actually, the greatest enemy of all the living entities has been described to be born of Rajoguna, as stated in 3.37 of the Bhagavad Gita, that Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidhinam Iha Vairinam. The great symbol of evil, of bondage to this material world is Samudbhavaha, arises from Rajoguna, the mode of passion which is Kama or lust. And then later it degrades into Krodha due to association with Tamoguna. The next question by Shri Murthy MNG, was it necessary to refer to Darwin's theory? Yes, definitely. The Darwin's theory of evolution is one of the best examples for the demoniac atheistic theories propounded by the atheistic scientists, and the theory of evolution has also been completely rubbished without no scientific basis. It's the most illogical and the most unscientific and nonsensical and stupid, foolish theory to explain the creation of this world and the subsequent development in the creation. So today scientists say that the theory of evolution is not the right way to explain creation, but it is that of an intelligence behind the entire creation. Neither is the Big Bang theory correct. It was a very old theory, long back, rejected by the scientists as unscientific. So the Darwin's theory is a good example of Jagad Ahur Anishwaram, the demoniac quality of declaring the world to be without any controller, without any God, without God. So the next question is Guruji, by Dr. Shastri, that Prabhuji Namaskara, you mentioned that parents will be blessed with children that depends on their spiritual outlook following Vedic principles. time, attitude, psychology, and many more factors. Is it true that these are the main factors besides genetic factors? The birth of an individual is also depends to a large extent on their previous karma phala. Please clarify. So Dr. Shastriji has asked us a very specific question. So actually genetics is only the physical characteristics of the person that is born, whereas the higher subtle elements of a personality are created, are ingrained in a person according to the garbhadhana samskara, which is a very, very scientific and a specific process to endow, to bestow the child with divine qualities, with a lot of factors are there described in the samskara shastra as to how one can influence the subtle, the main qualities of a child. The next question, the last question by Srimati Renukaji. Namaste Guruji, today's chapter was very interesting. I was just reading about sage Kashyapa today, that he gave birth to many sons who were pious and good, and at the same time had sons who were demoniac or danava in nature. So what went wrong? Is it the upbringing or is it karma? So yes, the great sage Kashyapa is a great Prajapati. He is the mind-born son of Lord Brahma, practically the father of the whole universe. He is the father of the 12 Adityas. With his wife Aditi, he gave birth to the 12 Adityas, and with another wife called Diti, he gave birth to the Daityas like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Likewise, with his wife called Vinata, he gave birth to saintly children like Garuda, Aruna, and with another wife called Kadru, he gave birth to the envious snakes. So in this way, Kashyapa, he gave birth to various good as well as bad children, and the beginning point, the starting point is the time of conception. As very elaborately explained in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Diti approached Kashyapa at a wrong time, so the desha, kala, everything was wrong. Diti approached at twilight in the evening time. She approached with not with any purification of mind by any samskara. She just approached him out of gross lust, and she forced practically her husband Kashyapa, and in that way when the child were born, they were Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So it depends, the beginning point, the starting point, the seed is the bija aropana, is the giving of the seed by the father to the mother. So that is the beginning point, and later again by association we find that the same children continue to be demoniac, or sometimes they also become greatly divine. Just like the son of Hiranyakashipu is Prahlada, who is one of the greatest Mahabhagavatas. He is worshipped, Prahlada and Bali, who are the descendants of Hiranyakashipu. They are worshipped even by the Devatas. So in this way, both play a factor. The first seed giving process, the garbhadhana, the consciousness, the level of consciousness, the quality of consciousness of the father and mother at the time of conception, and later also the upbringing, the environment, all these play a part in either in whether the person would be demoniac or would be divine. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.